Hi, I'm Stephen Walker.
I'm Ashley Walker, and this is Word on the Street. In this week's programme, in search of the perfect night out, and where better to start than a traditional British pub.
But me and Ashley can't agree on the best way to end the evening.
This really isn't my kind of music. I don't know why I put up with him sometimes. And we find out what makes a pub so special and why so many people love their local.
Hi and welcome to the programme. On a Friday night, at the end of a long, hard week, there's nothing I like more than a night out on the town, whether it's in a club, pub, or just meeting up with friends.
Yeah, Friday night is party night, especially with young people.
Getting familiar with different cultures and customs can be fun, but quite difficult, and you may need help understanding the environment you're in. Understanding a different culture can often help you with the language. Don't forget, you can follow each programme on our website. The address is here on the screen.
You always want your big night out to be special, but as we found the other day, when you're with a lot of friends, it's hard to keep everyone happy. That should do it. The Yorkshire Grey in half an hour. I'm here in Covent Garden, and we're going on a night out. It's the very centre of London, a place where lots of people come to meet up and hit the town. Now, Stephen should be here any minute.
Hi, Ash. Oh, sorry I'm late. Have you heard from Caroline and Carl?
Yes, they're at the Yorkshire Grey, just around the corner. Come on.
Oh, you alright?
How are you?
Hello. Hi Caroline, how you been?
Yeah, good. So great to see you.
How are you? How's things?
Really good, you?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Go on then, Stephen, get some drinks.
Okay, what will you have?
I'll have a sparkling water, and what are you having, Caroline? A glass of white wine. And a glass of white for Caroline. Oh, and get us some crisps. Salt and vinegar.
And how about you, Carl? What can I get you?
Thanks, Stephen. I'll have a pint of lager.
Come on then, let's go and sit down.
I'll give you a hand.
And have a glass of red wine.
Hi there. Can I have a sparkling... Hi, Phil. This really isn't a good time. I'll call you back in 10 minutes. Okay, yeah. Right. Can I have a sparkling water, a glass of white wine, a Coke, a pint of lager, and a packet of salt and vinegar crisps, please?
White wine, cola, and a packet of salt and vinegar crisps. Is there anything else?
That's it, thanks.
That's 9 items, please.
There you go, £10. Keep the change.
Can I get half cider, please? They are. You guys took your time.
Big queue at the bar. There you go.
Thank you. So, what's the plan for tonight then?
Well, we could go to another pub, or we could... Phil called. I said I'd call him back.
Oh, I'll give him a ring. His band might be playing tonight.
Cool.
I'll just pop outside, be back in a sec. What sort of music is it?
Do you know what? It's a bit... not my kind of thing.
Right guys, listen. Phil's band are playing tonight in Brixton, and if we leave now, we'll make it just in time.
Okay.
Yeah?
Let's go.
Come on then, let's get a taxi.
Come on.
Wow, they're so cool.
We're on speed tonight.
Excellent. That was so good.
I'm not sure about the music. It's not exactly my kind of thing. You can't really dance to it, can you? You know what, guys? I think we should go dancing. I know a great place.
Actually, it's getting quite late.
Oh, come on.
Sorry, I've got to work in the morning.
Me too, Stephen. I'm sorry. We'll get a taxi home.
Okay, never mind. It looks like it's just me and you, kid.
Yeah, well, actually, it's
Oh,
too late.
come on. Don't be so boring. I want to dance.
Oh, all right then. See you later, guys.
Have a good night. See you later.
See you
Have a good night. Take care.
Right then. Where are you taking me?
You're going to love it.
Okay, we'll go back to our night out a little later. First, let's go through some of that with our English language expert, Rob, from the British Council. Hello, Rob.
Hi, Ashley. It's really difficult to find something that makes everyone happy, isn't it?
Yes, especially Stephen.
Well, people like different things, I suppose. You know, my students often ask me about going to the pub.
What do they ask?
Well, different things. Some of them want to go to the pub, but they think you can only drink alcohol there.
No, I don't drink.
Right. You can get all kinds of drinks in pubs, but people don't know that. Another thing they worry about is what to do in a pub. How to get a drink, when to pay, what to say. Things that seem very easy to us can be very confusing and difficult. Watch a couple of things from the pub.
Go on then, Stephen, get some drinks.
Okay, what will you have?
I'll have a sparkling water, and what are you having, Caroline?
A glass of white wine.
And a glass of white for Caroline. Oh, and get us some crisps, salt and vinegar.
And how about you, Carl? What can I get you?
Thanks, Stephen. I'll have a pint of lager.
Come on then, let's go and sit down.
I'll give you a hand.
Hi there. Phew, right. Can I have a sparkling... Oh, sorry.
Those are interesting clips, and I'll come to the language in a moment. But first of all, where did Stephen go to buy the drinks?
To the bar.
Okay, so you go to the bar to buy drinks. We don't have waiters or waitresses in pubs. And look, people pay for their drinks when they buy them. You don't get a bill at the end of the night. These things seem obvious to us, but they can be strange to people visiting from other countries.
Yeah, I'd never really thought about that.
When you learn a language, you often learn something about a culture too. It's interesting. Anyway, let's have a look at some of that language again.
Go on then, Stephen, get some drinks.
Okay, what will you have?
I'll have a sparkling water, and what are you having, Caroline?
A glass of white wine.
And how about you, Carl? What can I get you?
Thanks, Stephen. I'll have a pint of lager.
And get us some crisps, salt and vinegar.
I heard 3 ways there to ask someone what they want to drink.
What can I get you?
Yes, what can I get you? What will you have? And the other one was, what are you having? 3 ways to say the same thing. What did Carl have to drink?
A pint of lager.
People don't always know about pints and half pints. A pint is a little bit more than half a litre. And what did you ask for to eat?
Crisps, salt and vinegar crisps.
So again, people might not know what you mean by crisps. They're made from potatoes. In America and other places, people call them chips. But of course, chips are something different here, French fries. And lots of people think crisps with flavours like salt and vinegar is a very strange, very British idea.
I can see why people get confused.
But you can see as well that learning to speak a language can be about more than just learning the grammar and learning vocabulary. There's more to it than that.
Yes, I can see. Well, thank you, Rob. We'll be back with you a little later. And now it's time for our weekly quiz, Streetwise.
If you hear a bell in a pub, does it mean the pub is on fire, the pub has run out of alcohol, or the pub is closing?
Did you get it? Stay watching. You can find out the answer later in the programme. Pubs are unique to Britain. They're not a restaurant, they're not a bar, but you can get food and drink in a pub. Karma's been finding out what makes pubs so special.
The British pub is said to be the heart of England. There are around 50,000 public houses, or pubs, in the UK. This is The Crown, a pub in the village of Charlton-on-Otmore in Oxfordshire. Pub names like The Crown and the Prince of Wales are very popular and celebrate the royal family. The pub is a place to meet friends, but they are very different from a cafe, as pubs serve alcohol. At one point, everyone drank beer. The water wasn't very good, so it was safer to drink beer than water. People often called this small beer.
Can I get you anything?
No small or large beer for me, thanks. In the past, the local pub was the centre of the community. Gossip and business deals happened right here in the pub. The Crown is more than 100 years old. The landlord, Mark Franklin, grew up in the village. Can I give you a hand with the polishing?
Yes, you can.
So, Mark, tell me, how important is the pub for the community?
The pub is very important to the community because it's the main meeting point of the village.
So who comes here?
People come here from all walks of life, old and young. They meet here for darts nights and quiz nights.
Great. So how has the pub changed over the years?
The pub has changed in the way that we do food here now, and we show satellite TV.
Well, many pubs like this in rural areas have closed. Do you think the Crown will stay open?
I hope the pub will stay open because I feel it's the heart of the village. Would you like a drink?
Oh, yes, please. This is thirsty work. But there's a big difference between the rural village pub and pubs in towns and cities. There are many different types of pubs. There are traditional pubs, famous for games like darts, and gastropubs. These are pubs that serve expensive food. There are also pubs that are owned by large companies. These pubs, wherever you are in the UK, all look very similar. And then there are bars that look a bit like pubs, like this one. They seem to be having a good time. But drinking too much has become a problem in the UK. When people drink a lot and get very drunk very quickly, this is called binge drinking. Binge drinking is increasing in young people. There are several organisations that try to help young people with their drink problems. Glenda Lee works for Turning Point. So Glenda, tell me, do you see many young people with alcohol problems?
We do, Carmen. We see more young people coming to us for help.
So what kind of problems does drinking too much alcohol create?
Drinking too much alcohol can lead to violence, accidents, to unprotected sex, to addiction, and the possibility of death.
Is it getting worse?
Yes, the problem is getting worse. We've seen an increase in the past 4 years of young people and young adults drinking, and especially binge drinking.
So what are you doing about it?
One thing that Turning Point is doing about it is a product called a binge pack. Inside is information about drinking, about how much is too much. We have a condom to encourage safe sex, and that's a binge pack.
Going to the pub is an important part of British culture, and drinking too much has become a problem. But going to the pub doesn't mean you need to drink alcohol. I'm going to have a nice cup of tea.
If you would like any help with the language you just heard there, you can go to our website. The address is on the screen.
This is Word on the Street.
Still to come in the programme, our big night out.
And we're still searching for the perfect party atmosphere.
This is awful.
And have you worked it out yet? Stay watching to find out the answer to Streetwise.
So how do you listen to music? A live band, an MP3 player, or the radio? The way we listen to music is changing, and so is the way we pay for it. Downloading is becoming popular, but so is illegal downloading. In this week's Seat on the Street, we find out how the music industry is adapting.
Welcome to Seat on the Street.
Hello.
Please identify yourself.
I'm Natalie Jameson, BBC entertainment reporter.
Can you explain the problem of illegal downloading?
The problem of illegal downloading is people getting music from the internet for free. The music industry doesn't like this because it spends a lot of money producing, recording and marketing music and gets no money coming back from it.
How has the music industry responded?
The music industry has responded in the UK by working with the British government to try and introduce new laws that will prevent illegal music downloading. It's also tried to shut down file-sharing websites and targeted individuals who download music for free a lot, especially those who try to make money from it.
How is this changing the music industry?
This is changing the music industry because record companies can no longer rely on traditional album and single sales to make money. Touring is where the big money now lies, and increasingly it's about seeing the artist as a brand, using their sponsorship, advertising and merchandising deals to make the most profit.
How are musicians adapting to the problem?
Some are happy that their music is available for free online. Others are trying to manage the situation. The British band Radiohead released their album In Rainbows online and asked fans to pay whatever they felt it was worth. Relatively few decided to pay nothing at all.
How does the future look for the music industry?
The future for the music industry doesn't look as bleak as some people may think. Record companies are adapting to digital technology and changing their business plans, and many musicians will continue to find new and interesting ways to get their music to their fans.
Thank you for taking part in Seat on the Street.
My pleasure.
Okay, let's get back to our night out.
Remember, our two friends had gone home and I persuaded Ashley to go somewhere else for some real dancing.
This was Stephen's idea. He loves clubbing, but this really isn't my kind of music. I don't know why I put up with him sometimes.
What's wrong, Ash? Surely you must like this. It's great. I'm just getting warmed up.
Oh, Stephen, I can hardly hear you. What did you say?
I said the music's great. Why aren't you dancing?
You must be joking. It sounds like a car alarm. In fact, it's giving me a headache. I can't stand this kind of music.
Oh, but dance music's much better.
You know, I'm going to speak to the DJ.
Ashley, what are you doing? You've cleared the dance floor? This is a dance club, not some pop venue.
Well, I couldn't listen to that noise anymore.
Come on, let's get out of here before people start complaining.
Listen, we tried live music, a club and a pub. And I've just had a message from Sally and she says that there's a party at her friend's house. Come on, let's get a taxi. You don't have to get up early tomorrow, do you?
No, but we won't know anyone there. Are you sure we can just turn up? Are they going to let us in?
Yes, I'm sure. We just tell them you're with me. Come on, got to look up her address.
This should be good, honestly.
Hey guys, you alright? Hello, you alright? Come on.
This is such a great house for a party.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Except someone's just turned up that terrible music. We haven't been very lucky tonight, have we?
For once, I agree with you. I thought coming to a house party would be better than a club. You know, we could chat, meet some really cool people. But this is awful.
Right, that's it. We spent the whole night complaining about music. Come on, we're off.
I can't believe it. We were looking for the perfect night out. And look where we ended up.
Oh, I've got a good idea. Why don't we make our own music?
A little more things I never had, you will give all you got, the whole lot. When you want it back, when you want it, when you want it back.
Oi, keep the noise down.
Well, you finally found a place where you all like the music.
Yes, but my neighbours didn't.
Oh dear.
Don't worry, we brought them some flowers.
Good. Listen, do you know what phrasal verbs are?
You're always asking me these difficult language questions. No, I don't.
Well, I'm going to talk about them now. First of all, let's have a look at some phrasal verbs. See if you can spot them.
This was Stephen's idea. He loves clubbing, but this really isn't my kind of music. I don't know why I put up with him sometimes. Come on, let's get a taxi. You don't have to get up early tomorrow, do you?
No. Are they going to let us in?
Yes, I'm sure. You just tell him you're with me. Come on, gotta look up her address. Someone's just turned up that terrible music. We haven't been very lucky tonight, have we?
We were looking for the perfect night out. And look where we ended up.
Any ideas?
Are they things that end with up? Like ended up, turned up?
Well, yes. Ended up and turned up are what people often call phrasal verbs. Not all phrasal verbs have up in them, but the ones here do. Phrasal verbs, very simply, are verbs that have more than one word. And the extra word, usually a small word like up or off or down or in, changes the meaning of the verb. Watch this again.
But this really isn't my kind of music. I don't know why I put up with him sometimes.
Ashley said, I don't know why I put up with him. What does put mean?
Well, put means put.
Okay, but when we add up with, we get put up with. I don't know why I put up with him. And that means I don't know why I tolerate or stand him. The meaning is quite different from put. The up with changed the meaning. Watch another one.
Come on, I just need to look up her address.
Ashley said, I just need to look up her address. So look means... But look up means search for, like look something up in the dictionary or in your phone. Sometimes they're quite easy to understand, like this one.
Someone's just turned up that terrible music.
If you turn up the music, you make it...
louder.
Right. I think it's quite easy to guess the meaning of that one. Sometimes, though, it's not so easy, like this one.
We were looking for the perfect night out. And look where we ended up.
End up means something like finish at or something like that. There are lots and lots of verbs like this in English, verbs with more than one word, and students often get very worried about them.
Why?
Well, they're difficult to remember, and sometimes the exact meaning is a bit complicated. But, you know, like we always say here, just keep watching and listening to English, and you'll start to learn more and more. Now, if people don't like phrasal verbs, I'm going to look at some ways we can talk about not liking something. Watch these bits.
You must be joking. It sounds like a car alarm. In fact, it's giving me a headache. I can't stand this kind of music.
For once, I agree with you. I thought coming to a house party would be better than a club. You know, we could chat, meet some really cool people. But this is awful. It was awful.
So, this is awful, like this is terrible, is something we say when something's really bad. And if you say, I can't stand something...
I can't stand this kind of music.
Then you really don't like it.
Well, I hope my neighbours can stand me after my karaoke party. Thanks for that, Rob. Now we've just got time to find out the answer to this week's Streetwise.
If you hear a bell in a pub, does it mean the pub is on fire, the pub has run out of alcohol, or the pub is closing? And the answer is, the pub is closing. You've got to drink up fast.
I hope you got that. If not, better luck next time. That's all we've got time for now.
Before we go, let's look back at today's programme. We didn't just talk about language, we also talked about culture. We looked at some of the things Stephen and Ashley did in the pub. Were they different from how things are in your country? Learning a language is about more than just grammar and vocabulary. Learning something about a country's culture can also help you with the language. We also talked today about some phrasal verbs. Verbs like look up, put up with, turn up, end up. Verbs with more than one word. They can be tricky, so write them down and try to remember them. Finally, we talked about ways of saying you don't like something. It's awful, or it's terrible, or I can't stand it. I'm sure you don't say this about us. Don't forget to visit our website for more help with your English.
From Stephen, Rob and me, goodbye.
Bye.